again.
Hello.
It has been a month.
It's been a month. It's been a really long time.
Yes, and a lot has happened in the last month.
A lot has happened, yeah.
So give us an update. How have you been?
I've been good. So much has happened. May is a really big month for us.
Birthday season.
So it's birthday season. It's anniversary, which was great. So Jaja turned 1 and Layton turned 4. I turned 35. And then we had our 5-year wedding anniversary.
These are some big ones.
They're
too.
all big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all big. But it was great. Funny enough, I had this like weird epiphany that I feel like I almost was like trying too hard to be optimized. And it was like taking away life from me that I just didn't like. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I felt like I was almost trying too much to be in a system.
Yep.
Where I was like a machine that I didn't want to be. Where I'm like, I'm rushing through breakfast and I love sitting here with my kids and eating breakfast. I'm rushing through just like different little things where I'm like, these are the moments that I'm going to look back on and want to have forever.
Yeah.
I'm rushing through breakfast to get to the next, it's like that thing doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
So I had a lot of that in May. And I don't know, it could be like the birthdays or the anniversaries or the kids getting older or me getting older or whatever. But and then the last week, it was so weird. The last like few days leading up to my birthday, I was so ill. And not even like a no like cold flu. It wasn't like that. I just like physically had no energy. It was like my body was like depleted.
Which is just so not you.
Which is so not me.
Yeah.
And I felt this overwhelming sense of like, this is a very, and I talk about this because I'm really into Chinese medicine where it's like anything physical is also emotional. I don't care if you have a freaking cold, there's an emotional element to it. It doesn't matter to me what, if your knee hurts, there's an emotional, like it's all connected, you know? And so I was feeling very strongly that it was just like this emotional heaviness. But I also felt like, and I said this to my husband, I go, you know what? I'm always a mind over matter person. I'm always like, there's a way, there's a system, there's a plan, there's a this, you power through. That's just who I am. And I said for the first time in years, like it feels like my whole life, excuse me, I feel like I can't power through. Like I just want to lay here. And it was a really good reminder that, well, I think for me, it was a mind shit, kind of also mind shift that it kind of gave me like a new empathy for people. And I feel like in my business, in everything I do, like the only reason I have Lorissa's List is to help people, you know? Like it's the only reason I share my research and my things and tools and all this. And I just had this new kind of empathy for like people who don't feel good.
Yeah.
Or people who actually have this heaviness that they're walking around with. And almost being able to speak to that even more so, if that makes sense. And then I woke up on my birthday and I was like, I feel amazing. It was like it was gone.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. It was really weird. I couldn't move. I literally was like, I was at a wedding and I had to leave early. I'm like, I physically cannot be here.
So are we assuming then that everything that you were saying in the beginning, like kind of the rushing and the feeling like you were over-optimizing tied into
I think so.
That's what it sounds like.
I think so. I think it was kind of all connected of like, what's really important in my life? What do I really want to focus on?
Yep.
And I did have this weird, I went to Cone, obviously, because that's what I do. And I had this overwhelming epiphany that my whole life, right, wrong, or indifferent, my value or what I have been taught is my value as a person is directly tied to how much money I make.
I knew you were going to say that.
And it just is. It's just like you make the most money and you are value.
Yeah.
Like that's your value. You make $1 million, amazing on you. The more you make, the more value you as a person have. And I think that's been weighing on me because I used to make close to $1 million a year, and then I got fired, and now I'm building a business, and so now I don't make $1 million a year. And I had to really reshift my thinking of like, just because I don't make that money doesn't mean I'm any less valuable as a person. And I feel like I'm even more valuable because now I'm taking care of 3 children, you know?
That's the shift. It's so interesting that you bring this up because I'm going through this with 3 of my clients right now. Right now. This shift from your value and your primary focus being money to what is it really? Because it's really interesting. When I'll ask people like what their goals are, it's often financially driven. It's like, I'm going to make this money. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And then I shift the question and it's like, what brings you true joy? Like what really brings you joy? What are the biggest priorities in your life? And it's unbelievable how different those two answers are. Like the goals are financial. The joy is like being with my kids, or it's like something really like my stated priorities, or like I just want to be with my family. I want to provide, but I also want to be present. And there's this big disconnect. And unless we're so aware about the value that you're talking about, like that we place on ourselves, unless we're really aware of it and consciously shifting it, like that can run your whole life. It can be.
And I think it was like running me into the ground and I didn't realize. And I did this, like if you're into mindfulness or any sort of exercise, I did this exercise at Cone where, you know, you go back to like kind of that pivotal moment. Mine was when I was 20 and my guy at Cone was like, where were you at 20? I'm like, funny you should say that. I literally, born and raised in Southern California, I went and I just like got dropped off in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Didn't know anybody, didn't know a single person. My next closest family was in California, and it was my very first job in technology. I graduated early. Well, I left school early and I finished online so that I could jumpstart my career in tech. But basically, at the time, it was Hewlett Packard was like, you got to move to Albuquerque. You got to work in this, you know. And I remember getting literally dropped off. I'm alone. There's nobody. I don't know anybody. My sole reason for existing is to make money. It was like, that's it. That's why I'm here. So I did this mindfulness exercise where it was like, go back to that girl, give her a hug, tell her thank you, you did great, goodbye. We're not there anymore, you know? 15 years. It's been 15 years now because I
love those exercises because it's really honoring because she like got you to where you are today. You know, like she kicked ass.
Yeah.
And it's okay to like shift.
Like, okay, thank you. Yeah. But we don't have to be like that anymore. So I think that was like a huge weight that was lifted off of me too, where the past year I'm like, oh my gosh, and exactly to your point, I am on one hand, I know what I want. And what I want is to literally, I always joke about it. I'm like, I want to be a passenger princess and lay in the backyard and tan and listen to jazz music while my kids nap and fly to Miami and live in a cabana. I don't want,
your life is not structured that way.
No, it's not. And then my like subconscious is like work. And so I have to figure out a way, which I feel like I'm on the right path of like,
sounds like it,
how to make both of those things coexist and being okay with both of those things. But I can't have my conscious brain saying, relax and be with the babies. And then my subconscious brain is like, you're a worthless piece of you know what if you're not making $1 million.
You'll always feel like you're failing.
You can't do,
And then you'll continue to do things and create systems that have you rushing and doing things that aren't serving your ultimate priority. And then you're just in this like, this trap where it feels like you've never succeeded. Because that's the problem. When you have goals that don't align with what you actually want, literally there's no winning. No. You're never going to feel like you won.
No. And yeah, exactly. And I was doing this like rushing. Like last time I said, oh, we're going to go to Lifetime.
Yeah.
Which has been great. And my kids love it. But I was like rushing to get to Lifetime because of Lifetime we have a 2-hour cap. And I'm like, I only have 2 hours. I'm like,
what is this?
Yeah. So what? So I can rush a Lifetime and sit there and answer emails? You know, it's like I just had this whole epiphany. I don't know. It was like literally a week before my birthday. I had this whole like dump.
Wow. I mean, it's a little bit like a rebirth on your birthday, honestly.
I know.
Because it's like going back to who you were when you were 20. It's like redeciding who you're going to be now. Like those are big transitions. And then figuring out what's next. Yeah. And how you're going to adjust.
Which I think everything is great. I'm able to be a little bit more clear. I mean, nothing's changing with Lorissa's list. It's still ramping up. I'm so freaking busy, which is amazing. But I'm busy in a good way and not in a detrimental way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I found a good balance.
Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, like all systems are supposed to help us be in the moment more. Like it's supposed to, like you offload your mental load, you have plans in place, you have routines, so you feel like you can actually be present in the moments that you're present and you can work and be effective when you're working. And if it's not operating that way, then it's like, time to figure it out.
This is just not.
Adjust the workload, adjust how I'm operating in it. Like something's got to change. So good for you.
So
you got a hell of a wake-up call.
I did.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I like I feel, well, now I brought my husband into my business.
Wow.
Which is so funny. Yeah, I know. Allison kind of inspired me. I'm like listening to her talk and I'm like, my husband is so brilliant at so many things. And they're all the things that I need help in my business. Why would I not bring, like, it was a weird epiphany. When she was talking, I'm like, okay, so I sat down with Michael. I'm like, you need to come on and help with XYZ and take this off my plate.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, this
So that
is
was
exciting.
a great thing. Yeah.
Oh, what a nice update.
Yeah. Okay,
Crazy
what about
one.
you? What's going on with you?
Busy as well, but really, really good.
Good.
It's been a weird month. I went viral for the first time, and then I went viral back to back, and it's been wonderful for my business, and it's been a big test in my own ability to withstand haters. So, because we've talked about, I am one that doesn't want to care what other people think, but I have to like actively work at that. And so being inundated with a month long of hate has been a good test. And I would say I'm really proud of myself.
I'm going to still stand on you can. I think you just can't care. That's just my.
Yeah, but when you do care, like what happens? So this is so interesting because this is another thing I've been working with clients on because it's easy to say don't care, especially if you don't care. But it's one thing, even if you logically know not to care, to actually do it. So like I'll give another example. Weight loss is a big one. Like you can be postpartum and somebody can be, and you cannot feel good about your weight, right? And then somebody can be like, well, you just had babies or like you just had a kid. You're going to get back there. Don't worry about it. Like your body's amazing. Tell you all these things. And logically you can be like, yeah, I know I'm postpartum. Yeah, I know I have some, like I'll get there. But every time I look in the mirror, like I still have a physical reaction that me telling myself not to care doesn't change. So how do we actually
Well, but that
adapt?
one is, so that one though is actually like physical, right? You can see it.
Yeah.
You know how you feel from a weight perspective. You know that your clothes don't fit. You know that your body doesn't feel right. Caring about some random person and what they say on the internet is literally all in your head.
Except I would argue that like when because I go on Instagram for work, right? Like this is my business. This is my livelihood. So I have to open it up and I see my notifications and it'll be Mother's Day and it's like, you're bringing worthless humans into the world. You're a horrific mother. And that's like, that is physically something that I've read without even going to my reel or looking at my comments. That
But you
pops
know
up.
it's not real. Like you know that's not true.
Yeah, I know. But I still have to navigate that, I guess.
Why?
Because it makes me feel a certain way.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. Because I would say that's a choice, right? Like you could just be like, I don't know you. That's obviously not true. You know nothing about my life. I know nothing about your life, you know?
I know, but I guess I'm saying like that's all logical responses.
So then, but like, okay, so then my question back would be, because I get that stuff all day. But then I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. That's a weird thing. Like, I'll pray for you because you're a really hurt individual.
Yeah.
You know, I think that more so. But so like, I think that's something that you can never avoid in life, right? Like not everyone's going to love you.
Of course not.
So how do you, like, what's the solve?
Well, for me, what I've been doing.
Because it's not just Instagram, right? It could be.
It's anything.
It could be anything.
Yeah, it's anytime somebody has like a strong opinion about you and it's hurtful. It could be like somebody saying something mean to you that's a friend. Like it could be anything, right? And it's like, how do you navigate that? And what do you do to not let it derail you? Because I feel the hit personally in my nervous system. It's like, ooh, like I feel it. And so then what do I do after? So for me, I feel like I've been really proud of myself and how I have been handling it. Like most of them, I'm letting it go. If I feel that it's really like triggered me in some way, then I'm like, I will literally sit down and I will take a few deep breaths. And sometimes I go sit in front of this big picture in my living room that's my family. And I think about like how literally nothing else matters. Like the only thing that matters is my family and that is my focus. And I don't give a shit about what all these random people think. And I kind of like and I just re-center myself on what really matters. And that's helped me a lot.
Do you feel like, because obviously I don't experience that at all, but do you feel like if it is triggering to you, it's something in you and maybe you go do NET and maybe you say, hey, these are just things that I have to deal with. I don't know why it triggers me. It throws off my nervous system. How do I move past this sort of a thing, you know? And maybe clear out something that's like sitting in your subconscious.
Maybe. I could look into it. I also just feel like you and I are a little different in like that I have always been impacted by what people say to me. And so it's always kind of an act, and it doesn't really matter exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Like I can know it's not true and it's still like I do feel a certain way about it. Like I don't want to upset people. I don't like, and it doesn't mean it's right. It's not something I love about myself. I would gladly trade. So I don't know that it's a specific thing that's said, for example, as much as it's just something that has been brought. It's like something I've always been working on, and now it's been highlighted in this bigger way that I'm getting inundated with like people DMing me about how ugly I am. And it's like, oh my God, how wild that you're taking time out of your day to like attack me like this, and then working on it. And it's just, I guess it's just like another layer of self-development and continuing to work on how I respond to that. And I feel good about it.
Okay, well, I guess that's the good part, that you feel good about how you're handling it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known how I would have handled it until I was in the moment. I think it's easy to say, it would have been easy for me to say, just don't care. But then when you're seeing it all day long, anyway.
Yeah. I do think that just kind of comes with the territory, you know.
Of course it does.
Of like putting your life out there. And it's funny because I've had many posts go viral now. And even some of the posts that don't go super viral but are just like, they're just out there and I just put my life out there. I get hate all the time. I genuinely don't care and I think it's silly. And I'll like banter back and forth with people because I think it's hilarious. But I had this epiphany too, like maybe a year ago, where a girl said to me, I forgot where I was, but a girl was like, I cannot follow Olivia Culpo because she's too beautiful and too perfect and it makes me feel upset. And I'm like, huh. So it's like you really truly just don't know what's going on in someone else's like field. Like you could breathe and someone's like, I hate how you breathe. And it just is the nature of being on the internet. To me, I think it's just like what comes with it.
Oh, I completely agree.
And you're just going to always be pissing people off. People are going to be obsessed with you, or you see people who are like doing the most disgusting, vile things and they go viral because people think it's funny. It's like, you just never know what's,
Which is why you can't put too much emphasis on what anyone says or thinks, which I logically all know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh my God, how hurtful. So it's just, it's like, how do you manage the and when that is truly how you feel? Because of course I look at this, like people telling me my husband's sleeping with other people because I'm so horrific. And I'm like, wow, that is just like shocking to me that people even go there. And then I don't know. How do you?
I wonder if like in a year from now, you won't be fazed by this. Like I wonder if you get really, and I know it's something you've dealt with for so long, but I'm speaking specifically to social media because it's so new for you. Like in a year, you're probably going to be like, that's just what, you know?
That's just how
I mean,
it is.
I hope that's where you
I feel like I'm already getting there. So that's the update. Like I'm really proud of myself. This is something that I would have thought would have taken me down more. I worked on what I do in the moment. If it does feel like it bothers me, which typically actually interesting is just the end of the night. Like if I'm already tired and I see something, it's like my guards are down or something. So it's just been like a learning experiment, but I'm generally very happy. And I think with anything, repetition. Because makes it all better. So
it's going to eventually you just kind of get numb to it. You're like, yeah. Like people now when people go crazy on me, I like respond. I mean, I respond back if I see it. Now I don't see all of them, obviously. But I love to, I love it. I just think.
Of course you do.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you and my husband
are the same way.
Tell me more
about this. So you're saying you watched, like I'll just have a chat with them. Or if they are like, this is the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, oh, well, okay, I looked at your page and it looks like you do blah, blah, blah. So tell me more. And then I like to make them
think about
what I don't know. I have maybe too much time. I mean, I don't do that anymore so much, but like I used to because I'm like.
It's tempting.
If you put something on the internet and you want to engage with it. The other day someone was like talking to me about how I'm like a dangerous mother and I'm endangering my kids but she had a bunch of Bible verses in her. And I go, okay, so since you're a woman of Christ, then you know that these kids were given to me, not to you. And therefore, and then she just like, I can't talk to you anymore. I'm like, okay, cool. So we got to, anyways, that's just me being crazy, maybe.
No, it's just you and my husband having the same like general outlook on things and thinking it's more funny when I take it like personal.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, Rebecca XO69, like tell me more about what you think about me from Well, good. I'm glad. It's it's just like kind of a nature of the beast. I think anything that you do doesn't have to be social media, but like I did a post about what did I say? Something, I don't know. I'm always saying crazy things. But I just was saying, I know what I said. If you ever have haters, what I've kind of noticed, I think there's going to be people that just hate you just because you are you. And it just is. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And there's people that are going to love you just because you're you. And there's nothing you can do about it. But I generally think whenever I have people who don't like me or try to put me down, I think they're just generally bored with their lives. Like, I'll look at that. I'm like, that's just like a common theme.
Yeah.
Like a common thing that I've seen. I'm like, okay, you just want to put other people down just because you don't have your own thing going on. So I would say that, like, no matter. And then a bunch of women wrote to me, they're like, actually, I really needed to hear that. So anyways,
because
that's
it's
just
not
like
about you. And I think that's the most important part. But I think generally speaking, like, this applies to anything that does bother you. Because I talk to plenty of people that something will bother them, even if logically they know it shouldn't. And it could be the weight, it could be physical, it could be mental, like whatever it is. And I think just continuing to work at that reaction, because to your point, repetition helps. And it's like, okay, I'm catching myself again. Like, I logically know that this should not upset me. I logically know that my weight is fine. I logically know whatever it is, but I still have a reaction. And so how am I going to try to make it so that does not negatively impact my life?
Yeah.
How do I interrupt that thought process to train it a different way? And that is a very useful skill. So
Yeah.
You're smiling funny.
I'm just like thinking about it. I'm like, it would be my immediate thought goes to NET or to tapping. Do you ever do tapping?
No.
Okay. That would be my next thought.
That's how you do it.
Well, like if something's like really upsetting my kids, it isn't logical. I'm like, I mean, in tapping, it's tapping into your subconscious. You say, like, when you do tapping, you say, even though I know that I'm feeling XYZ, I know that something else could be true. Like, you kind of say,
okay, well, I'll look into that.
Look into tapping.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there for anybody who goes through this. Because you kind of say, like, I'm aware that I'm angry, but I don't want the anger to overcome me. And I realize that the anger isn't real. Like, you kind of go through this thing and you're tapping into, like,
so it's like another way to do exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. There's an Instagram page that I absolutely love. I use it on my kids as well. So I'll post it up in the show notes for here. And there's like scripts you can follow. Like, if you can't, I can now, because I do it all the time, I can come up with my own, but there's like some scripts. It'll be like for anxiety or for self-doubt or for whatever. Here's some good patterns.
All right, cool. Well, that's helpful.
Tapping.
I'm going to try tapping. Yeah. And I'm going to help my clients with it too.
There you
if
go.
It works, because that's exciting.
Oh, it worked. It's so crazy. Yeah.
It's a good to have different tools in the tool chest.
Totally. And that's the easiest one. You could do it. You just sit there. I do it on myself and my husband will just start laughing. Or like if my kids are having a tantrum, I'm like, tap, tap. Okay, cool. Well, good catch up. Great.
Yep.
You crushed it. We're all going to start tapping away. Okay, see you guys. See you on the next one.